Okay, long time no see. I looked back and the last video I did was an actual short that I did was on May 10th. The last video I actually did was on May 6th, and today it is June 1st, so it's been a little while. Unfortunately, I've been having some sinus issues, mainly migraines, and which has been inhibiting my videos. I've done a lot of videos, I just didn't like them. But now I have a really good reason to actually do a video. Andrea spent a lot of time trying to find signage so we can officially have our chicken coop named. And so it just came a few minutes ago. All right, so we're gonna do an unboxing of our new sign. As you can see, Loki is really excited. And here comes Andrea. So what's the small box?
That's a surprise.
Oh, Lord. So, all right, let me cut it off while she's opening this. Okay, Andrea's got it ready. So here's the unveiling. Okay. Okay, so Andrea spent a lot of time trying to find signage that was either decent or wasn't incredibly expensive. So this is an aluminum sign that the person, the farm fresh eggs and the chickens and the little outline and stuff is the standard, but they could change the color.
This was your name, your coop, and then where you're located was up for change. He changed the text color for us, and he changed the background color for us.
And so Andrea wanted the farm fresh eggs, the bed and broody, and the Nichols, South Carolina to be similar to the color of the coop itself. And so this sign is 2 feet in diameter. Yeah, from there to there. So
it's on Etsy, and we can actually link it in the description if anyone would like to get a sign.
That actually is assuming I'm actually going to do that, but we will try. So let's go out real quick and see what it's going to look like. All right, before we do the signage, the sisters, the last time we had them on video, they were about 9 weeks old-ish, and they're 13 weeks old now. So you can see that they're actually a little bit bigger. They are getting spoiled frequently because we've learned the joys of them being outdoor composting units. So we've gotten zucchini, we've gotten squash, tomatoes, not the leaves, the tomatoes themselves, sweet potatoes. They absolutely love sweet potatoes, watermelon, etc. So they're really enjoying chicken life right now. They're getting ready to start molting to get into their final feathers. Wow. Andrea had contacted the hatchery to find out if they knew what the actual chickens are, and the hatchery said until they get their final feathers, they don't even know. So I think that's pretty funny. So we got 8 of them all in a line right here, and we got one of them right there. So,
and they're pecking at the xylophone.
And so they're pecking. Andre got a little chicken xylophone. I don't know if you can see it right there. And so she colored some black dots on it to help them actually peck at it some more. And of course, Sherlock is flaunting the fact that he can eat weeds and they can't right now. So without further ado, let's put the sign up and see what it looks like. Okay, here's the sign right there. So Andrea said that she's going to take one for the team, and instead of nailing it up there, she's just going to stand there like that 24 hours a day.
No. I got work to do.
And so, let me go out. I'm manually zooming out, meaning I'm backing up right now.
But you use the same color as the
Yeah. So that's what the sign looks like in compared to the entire chicken coop. So let me manually zoom in by me walking forward. And so I'm zooming in right here to show the color of the green versus the color of the green right there. So I think he did a pretty good job, assuming it was a he that actually did it.
Yeah.
Um, so
Hang it up.
So yeah, all you gotta do is hang her up and call it a day. So we're excited about that. Looks like it might start raining. We have our usual, it's 15% rain chance, and it looks like it's gonna rain. So before I end the video, I just wanna go out to the garden real quick because a lot of stuff has happened since we did a garden video. Okay, here's our final garden for this year. I say finals because we changed the size like 3 times already. The size of this is it's like 21 by 31 or 21 by 33, something like that. It's about twice the size of our garden from last year, but we have, I think, a lot more stuff than we did last year. So real quick on this, going from left to right, down at the far end near the corner, that is a wormwood plant. One of Andrea's friends gave that to her. It was actually sitting out in a pot on the side of the house for a long time. I'm honestly surprised it didn't die, but it didn't. Then going down the line back towards me is the rhubarb that we transplanted because we had it in another location. Then of course you got the onions next to it, which is hard to miss. And then in between the onions and the carrots is a celery, like a celery herb. I forget the actual name of it, but it's a plant that smells and tastes like celery. And I use celery flakes a lot, so I want to harvest that and dry them, so then we can just make our own celery flakes. Then behind it, all the way at the end, that is the, can't remember, that's the cantaloupe. Yeah, the cantaloupe's there. So there's 2 cantaloupe plants right there. Then obviously the carrots are here. Then in the front here, we couldn't find any lemon cucumbers locally, so we had to get seeds. So these are from seeds here. Lemon cucumbers look like a baseball, like a small baseball, and they're a little milder taste than a regular cucumber, and they're really good. So we wanted to have those, so we had to get those from seeds. These are regular cucumbers. As you can tell, they're already flowering. The beets were supposed to be over here next to the carrots, but we don't actually know if they actually grew or not. So I guess we'll just leave it and let it be. All right, as you can see, we have our summer squash here, which is already producing. Next to it's our zucchini over here. I don't know if we actually have any zucchini in there. Actually, I think I see a couple small ones. But the zucchinis obviously are flowering. Then you have Tomato City close to me right here. Andrea's got beefsteaks, she's got big boys, and she's got some cherry tomatoes. Andrea and her mother love tomatoes. The chickens love tomatoes, so hopefully that should be enough for them. And behind the tomatoes here, which are still in cages, are the pepper plants. We have 4 bell peppers and we have 2 banana peppers, and as you can see, the banana peppers are already producing. The bell peppers are not going to start really kicking in until later in the season. We found that out last year and we got that confirmed. All right, behind the bell peppers over there are the watermelon. The watermelon are obviously growing. They're just not, they haven't flowered yet. Then if you zoom in, if you see that right there, that is pumpkin. That's a small pumpkin. So they're not going to be like big jack-o'-lantern type pumpkins. We had to grow those from seed because we couldn't find those either. That's why those are so small. Unfortunately, our potato experiment I don't think is going to work out very well. Hold on a second. Alright, it wouldn't be a video without Sherlock doing something he wasn't supposed to. The dog gets so excited about doing what he's not supposed to. So anyway, this potato container here seems to be doing really good. We had it filled up about halfway. They were all 4 of them going gangbusters. Then we filled up the dirt the rest of the way, which was garden soil that you would buy at like Lowe's or Tractor Supply or Home Depot or somewhere. And it looks like we killed these 2 completely. That one's hanging on by a thread, and that one's actually doing decent. So I think we added too much dirt at one time, but the chicken coop occupied all of our time here. This is going to be the big experiment for this year. Andrea wanted to get corn for some reason. So we have our little corn alley right here. Andrea is doing it on the square foot gardening method, which is having it really close. And then we are flanking the corn with green bean bushes. We're doing bush beans, not pole beans. So supposedly the green beans, the plants will give off nitrogen, and the corn needs nitrogen, so it's like a harmonious situation there. So that's about it for the garden right now. As you can see, it's not been raining a whole lot lately, so I got a little sprayer, and it's about 250 feet over to the well over there. We actually have that tied directly into the well, because when it goes to the house and then goes through the hose bib, the pressure is reduced significantly. So we just got it straight from the well. So the lawnmower has been in the shop for the last couple of weeks, so we have not been getting any of the seeding or anything done. So we're supposed to actually get it today. So hopefully we're going to go back in here and in the no man's land area and actually seed back here. But I have to herbicide and all that type of stuff first. I was, right before it got put into the shop, I did come in here and I used the cultivator on the back of the mower and cultivated this entire area here, which is about 1/2 of an acre, which was not really that fun. But we're trying to level the bumps out. And then it went and rained about 2 inches over the weekend, so it looks like it's leveling it out a little bit. I'm probably going to go over it again and then use pallet drag matting, where I'm going to take some pallets, wrap a chain around it, and drag it behind the lawnmower to use that as a drag mat, because I don't want to spend like $200 or $300 on a drag mat. I'm here showing the the blueberries, and as you can see, even though we planted those this year, they're already producing blueberries. So the blueberries are just starting to change. Actually, there's one back here. Let me see if I can find it. There we go. If you look there, some of the blueberries are actually starting to change color. And at least as of right now, the birds hadn't gotten to it. So that's good. We have 7 blueberries over here. We do have little landscape things to go around the base so we can identify them in the future, but we hadn't gotten around to it yet. So I will try to start doing videos again, headaches permitting, and hopefully the next set of videos will be us starting in on the grass. Obviously we'll still have the guys in here and the chickens. The chickens are actually pretty fun. We've never had chickens before, so dealing with chickens is kind of interesting. I'm trying to get in between the mesh here, but what happens is they go outside and run for a little bit, then they just come in here and chill out for a while, and then they just do that back and forth. I am going to build a little roost thing for them out there, but hadn't gotten around to it yet. But as you can see, the chickens are starting to look, they're starting to actually get their adult stuff. And so this one is a poser, I guess. So let me try to zoom out a little bit. There we go. So, but so far they're doing pretty good. They're starting to get their adult chicken voices, which is kind of funny. And they definitely know when I come out and go to feed them treats or something, like especially sweet potatoes. They just freak out over sweet potatoes. We do the sweet potatoes raw, and I just use a cheese grater to cut it up into small pieces, and they just eat that like there's no tomorrow. So good thing about a sweet potatoes in the morning glory family, where a regular potato is in the nightshade family, like a tomato is. And so a tomato, you can feed them the tomato itself, but you can't feed them the leaves. Potato, on the other hand, you can't feed them any part of the potato. Just like humans can't eat the green part of potatoes, chickens can't eat any part of the potato. But sweet potatoes, since it's a completely different family of vegetables, they can eat the whole thing. So they can eat the leaves, they can eat the sweet potato, they can eat the skin, they can eat everything. And they will be doing that all chicken summer. So, all right, enough rambling. Oh, I wanted to show you our sweet potatoes real quick. Okay, I wanted to show you a little bit of defining of physics here. These 3 sweet potatoes we actually grew last year in our garden. I harvested them right before first frost, which was November-ish, and they've been sitting on our island ever since then. Well, they've obviously started growing their little spud things, and so we just kind of left them there. And because with a regular potato, when they start doing this, you cut that part of the potato off that has the spud on it, and you just throw the entire potato in the ground. That's how you get potatoes. Sweet potatoes are different. You can't do that, because if you just chuck this in the ground, they say it will rot. So what you do is you take the stems and you put them in water, and they've been in there about a week now, and as you can see, here's all the roots. And so these are the big stems that have been on those sweet potatoes since that big one's been there since I think December or something. So it's been growing inside all year round. And the sweet potatoes are actually still good. So what we're going to do, the food processor is right there, is when we get time, we're going to take the sweet potatoes and we're going to use the cheese grater on that food processor and cheese grate them up, and then we'll feed them to the chickens. And like I said, the chickens go absolutely nuts over the sweet potatoes, and so it's a win-win situation. And then here's our red wheat that Andrea grows. This one on the right here will be ready in about a day or so. Typically we feed them about half of one of these containers a day. What these containers are, if you get ham at the store or something, and those are those containers, that's what these are. So that's not anything complicated. And so anyway, now why the sweet potatoes defy physics here is we're in South Carolina. We obviously don't have a root cellar here because it's too hot. These sweet potatoes at room temperature should not have been surviving and should not have been good for this long. They should have rotted or doing something by now, because it's literally, these have literally been sitting here since November. And so that's why I say they've been defying physics. The other good thing is the little spud things here. We can take those off and feed them directly to the chickens. Because again, the sweet potatoes are in morning glory family, not the nightshade family, so you can do that. So.
You want to see the other package?
Oh, yeah, Andrea has her other thing that she got that she didn't tell me about, so let's see what that's all about. All right, so this is the other thing that she got. I'm sure it's something chicken-wise. Velociraptor containment area. Food handlers enter at your own risk, not responsible for death or dismemberment. Andrea is part of the chicken cult that believes that chickens are actually from raptors, like Jurassic Park type raptors.
It's been proven.
I don't have ducks or a roe, but I have chickens and they're everywhere. Well, luckily not for us because they're contained.
At the moment.
So, is that it or is there more?
No, that's
okay.
it.
So, Andrea had to get that. There's a whole bunch of these things on Amazon saying that chickens are similar to velociraptors. I don't buy it.
Oh no, there's a report where they actually genetically put velociraptor DNA in a chicken egg, and they stopped it mid-growth, but they actually got it to develop partially.
Let me guess, you found it on the internet, and everything on the internet is true.
No, it was, well, yes, it was on the internet, but it was a documented article
All right.
in a book.
All right, this is how much Loki cares about this situation.
He says, give me chicken tender.
So, oh, and the other thing is that since we have chickens now, I guess we're called chicken tenders because we tend to the chickens.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
But did you the melon holders?
Yeah, we got melon holders. I'll show that off when we actually get melons of a decent size. The melon holders are to keep the melons off the ground so they won't rot as quick. And so the cat is now on the table. Awesome.
Of course.
So, all right, that should be it for now. Hopefully we'll be doing more videos soon.